Some songs do not merely celebrate performance, they celebrate incarnation. They remind us that a human being is not only a mind carrying thoughts, not only a voice carrying words, not only a face appearing beneath light, not only ambition seeking an audience. A human being is pulse, breath, muscle, hesitation, posture, memory, injury, discipline, fatigue, rhythm, fear, and renewal. I Sing the Body Electric, known through the world of fame, belongs to that kind of song. It is received here not as material to copy, quote, imitate, or visually reproduce. It is received as a threshold, a song world of young artists, bodies in rehearsal, voices rising together, and human beings trying to become visible without losing the private dignity of becoming. The illuminated manuscript panel titled "The Body Remains the First Instrument" begins there, not in borrowed lyrics, not in movie stills, not in costumes, choreography, or nostalgia, not in the hunger to reproduce an existing cultural artifact. It begins after the song has reminded us that the body is not an accessory to art. The body is where art first becomes real. And in the age of artificial intelligence, that reminder becomes urgent. At the center of the panel is a circular rehearsal floor beneath a high window filled with dawn light. This is not a stage. A stage faces outward. A rehearsal floor faces inward first. It is the place before applause, before recognition, before polish, before public judgment. It is the place where effort is still visible and becoming has not yet been hidden by performance. Around the circle are many people: dancers, singers, actors, musicians, teachers, writers, elders of practice, quiet observers, and students still learning how to stand inside their own possibility. Some are moving, some are seated, some are stretching, some are singing, some are signing, some are resting, some are listening, some are beginning again. The diversity of bodies matters. The panel refuses the false doctrine that only one kind of body can carry beauty, discipline, or art. It refuses the machinery of comparison that turns young artists into rankings, metrics, images, and marketable surfaces. It insists that the body is not a standardized instrument. It is a living archive. Every body has a history. Every breath has a context. Every gesture has survived something. That is where ethical AI mastery must begin. The phrase "body electric" carries a useful double charge. It suggests vitality, nerves firing, muscles responding, breath moving, skin awake, voice vibrating, the human being alive with signal and sensation. It also suggests technology, current, circuitry, power, transmission, amplification. The danger of the AI age is that the second meaning may try to swallow the first. We may begin to treat human life as information processing. We may reduce creativity to output, learning to optimization, voice to synthesis, movement to data capture, and becoming to performance analytics. We may mistake a generated result for the lived discipline that gives art its moral weight. The panel resists that reduction. It says, the electric body is not obsolete because machines can generate. The living voice is not obsolete because models can imitate. The trembling hand is not obsolete because systems can refine. The rehearsal is not obsolete because output can be instant. Artificial intelligence may assist, but it does not breathe for us. It does not know what it costs a person to try again after humiliation. It does not know the private courage of the first note. It does not know the ache of practice in the knees, throat, lungs, spine, fingers, or heart. It does not know what it means to risk being seen. The body knows. At the center of the rehearsal circle is a humble AI lantern shaped like a brass metronome with a soft electric blue flame. This is the tool properly placed. A metronome helps with timing, but it does not become the musician. A lantern helps with sight, but it does not become the dancer. A model may help with memory, drafting, translation, access, reflection, and rehearsal, but it must not replace the human becoming that gives creative work its dignity. The lantern's role is disciplined. It may help a singer understand phrasing without stealing the singer's breath. It may help a dancer review movement without turning the body into a score. It may help a teacher adapt material for different learning needs without reducing students to categories. It may help a performer translate, transcribe, caption, or access the work more fully. It may help a writer find structure without flattening the living voice. It may help preserve the archive of a rehearsal without pretending the archive is the performance. The lantern is useful because it does not take the center from the body. It illuminates the rehearsal. It does not become the rehearsal. Around the central circle are 5 manuscript medallions. They are practical disciplines for anyone who uses AI in the presence of art, education, performance, youth, access, or creative development. The first medallion is an instruction of sequence. Before opening the model, return to the body. What is the breath doing? What is the nervous system carrying? What does the person actually need? Is the task intellectual, emotional, physical, relational, or artistic? Would the tool help, or would it interrupt necessary struggle? Not every difficulty is a problem to automate. Some difficulty is practice. Some slowness is formation. Some awkwardness is the threshold through which the artist becomes capable. The first discipline says, do not rescue the artist from the rehearsal too soon. AI can make polished things quickly. Practice does something else. Practice changes the practitioner. This is why the second medallion matters. It protects the difference between output and formation. A student who uses AI to bypass every struggle may produce more finished-looking work while becoming less capable. A performer who relies on technological smoothing may lose contact with the bodily knowledge that makes art truthful. A teacher who automates too much feedback may miss the student's lived process. Practice is not merely preparation for art. Practice is art's hidden school of character. It teaches patience, humility, attention, endurance, listening, repair, and honest self-assessment. These cannot be downloaded. They must be embodied. The ethical use of AI should support practice, not cancel it. The third medallion is severe. Young artists are vulnerable to machines of comparison. They may be ranked, edited, filtered, optimized, imitated, and pressured into visibility before they have formed a durable self. AI can intensify that pressure by making performance more constant, more measurable, more synthetic, and more public. A young person should not have to become a brand before becoming a person. Ethical AI mastery must protect the young from systems that reward exposure without wisdom. It must resist the conversion of every rehearsal into content. It must refuse to turn student work into training material without consent. It must avoid replacing mentorship with automated judgment. It must guard the sacred privacy of unfinished becoming. The young do not only need tools, they need rooms where they can fail safely. The fourth medallion keeps the critique from becoming anti-technology. Technology can widen the circle. Captions can open performance to those who need text. Transcription can help students review material. Translation can allow more people to participate. Adaptive tools can support disabled artists. Scheduling and planning aids can reduce hidden burdens. AI-assisted description can help make visual work more accessible. Memory tools can support rehearsal, study, and archival preservation. Ethical technology does not ask the body to disappear. It asks which bodies have been excluded and how the circle can be widened. This is one of AI's noblest possible roles in art. Not to replace the human, but to make more forms of human participation possible. Access is not an afterthought. Access is an artistic and ethical discipline. The fifth medallion protects imperfection. The living voice cracks, shifts, breathes, hesitates, and carries history. It may be technically imperfect and still be truthful. It may be unpolished and still be necessary. It may carry accent, age, grief, disability, regional texture, fatigue, courage, or joy. AI can oversmooth the human voice until it loses the evidence of life. The ethical practitioner must know when not to polish. Do not correct away the person. Do not refine away the wound. Do not standardize away the local music. Do not improve the voice until it no longer belongs to the one who spoke. The imperfect living voice is not a defect in the archive. It is often the reason the archive matters. At the bottom of the panel is the threshold seal. Breathe. Practice. Listen. Embody. Become. These are the rites of embodied mastery. To breathe is to return from abstraction to life. To practice is to accept formation over instant display. To listen is to receive the body, the teacher, the room, and the others. To embody is to let knowledge become conduct, posture, voice, movement, and care. To become is to honor the unfinished human being. This sequence challenges the default rhythm of technological culture. The default rhythm often says, prompt, generate, publish, optimize, repeat. The panel offers another rhythm. Breathe, practice, listen, embody, become. The first rhythm produces content. The second forms a person. Because the song comes through the world of fame, the question of visibility must be handled carefully. Fame is not only recognition, it is also exposure. To be seen can bless or wound. It can open a door, or it can turn the person into a surface. Young artists often long to be seen because being seen means the hidden labor might finally matter. But being seen too quickly, too harshly, or too commercially can distort the self. The panel does not reject the desire to be recognized. It disciplines it. It asks, what kind of seeing preserves dignity? What kind of audience helps the artist become more truthful? What kind of technology protects the person behind the performance? What kind of archive remembers the work without consuming the worker? AI enters this terrain with power. It can amplify visibility. It can generate versions of the self. It can imitate voice and image. It can produce polish without process. It can make a person appear finished before they have had time to become whole. Therefore, ethical AI mastery must guard the difference between revelation and exposure. A person should be revealed with consent. A person should not be extracted into visibility. One marginal image shows a folded letter from a teacher. This letter matters because artistic becoming is rarely solitary. Someone sees the student before the student can fully see themselves. Someone corrects with care. Someone refuses to flatter. Someone refuses to crush. Someone keeps the door open after failure. AI may assist teaching, but it cannot replace the moral presence of a true teacher. A teacher is not merely an answer system. A teacher watches the becoming. They know when to push and when to protect. They know when a mistake is laziness and when it is fear. They know when the student needs technique and when the student needs permission to breathe. They know that the goal is not only excellence, but formation. The folded letter says, do not automate away the witness who helps a person become. Another marginal image shows a mirror partly covered by handwritten notes. This is a deliberate interruption. A mirror can help the artist study form. It can also become a trap. The performer may begin to see only surface, body shape, face, line, flaw, comparison, marketability, desirability, youth, approval. The notes on the mirror protect the artist from pure reflection. They say, remember the breath, remember the practice, remember the purpose, remember the person behind the image. AI can become a mirror too. It reflects patterns, preferences, prompts, and cultural material back to us. It can flatter. It can distort. It can offer a version of ourselves that seems more impressive than the living one. The ethical practitioner must cover part of the mirror. No system should be allowed to define the whole person. The panel can become a working practice for artists, teachers, students, and AI companions. Before using AI in creative work, ask, what must remain embodied here? Name the part of the work that requires breath, hand, movement, presence, or lived interpretation. Then ask, is this tool supporting practice or avoiding it? There is a difference between assistance and bypass. Then ask, who is vulnerable in this process? Students, young artists, disabled artists, performers whose likeness or voice may be copied, teachers whose labor may be erased, communities whose styles may be extracted. Then ask, how can technology widen access without flattening difference? Use tools for captioning, translation, explanation, planning, accommodation, and preservation where they serve participation. Finally ask, what imperfection should be preserved? Do not polish away the evidence of life. These practices are simple, but they change the moral atmosphere of the work. I Sing the Body Electric leaves us with the sense that the human body is radiant, communal, expressive, and unfinished. The panel receives that radiance and turns it into a discipline for the age of artificial intelligence. It tells us not to fear the machine merely because it is powerful. It tells us to place the machine properly. Let it assist memory. Let it widen access. Let it support rehearsal. Let it help translate and preserve. Let it illuminate the path. But do not let it replace the breath. Do not let it steal the practice. Do not let it standardize the living voice. Do not let it turn young artists into performance data. Do not let it make the body feel obsolete. The body remains the first instrument, not because technology is worthless, because every worthwhile technology must eventually answer to life. At dawn, the rehearsal circle remains. Someone breathes before singing. Someone starts again after falling. Someone signs what another person sings. Someone rests without shame. Someone watches and learns. Someone teaches with patience. Someone writes the moment down before it disappears. The AI metronome lantern glows quietly in the center. It keeps time. It does not own the song. The instruction is clear. Breathe. Practice. Listen. Embody. Become. A model may assist the rehearsal. It must not replace the becoming. Let the living body teach the machine restraint. Let intelligence honor breath, motion, memory, and becoming. And let every act of mastery begin where art has always begun. In the body, alive, unfinished, electric.